Boosie got the Harry Fry.
Glamps in the majors. Your life turned to flipping pages. All the real talent behind them cages.
And we're back for week 11 free picks brought to you guys by Overtime Live. Thank you for tuning in. Coming off of a pretty good week, keeping those units up. 4 losses for week 10 wasn't too bad. Week 11, a little bit tougher schedule. We'll try to do better. Going for that perfect parlay. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Follow our Facebook group, Overtime Live Sports Bet Radio group. Post your picks there. We put free picks up there for every sport. And make sure you go check out our sponsors at teamspadespoker.com, where you can book your poker party today or get coaching lessons. They also do player staking, and check out the artwork at gilbertyoungart.com, one of our major sponsors. So, we learn a lot more from the losses. So we're really always got to reflect on those, pick up some information about teams for future picks. And week 11 is about that playoff push. Some teams are out of it altogether, trying to make political moves. Some teams have a shot in the dark, so they're going to be showing up. And there's other teams some teams slow down at this point. Some of the bigger teams slow down, start losing games because they know that they can afford to. They see where their position is in the playoffs. So we get started with our losses from week 10. We lost the Atlanta game. Mariota lead the team rushing 40 yards. Atlanta rushing game's terrible. He was sacked 5 times. Couldn't get it done. Carolina, I don't know. I really don't know. Deontay Foreman just ran all over him, 130 yards. And this week Baker Mayfield will be back, so I'm sure they'll be back to their losing ways. But when you have 2 bad teams, always take the home team, if you have to take them at all. So we missed that one. Seattle, I should have known Tom Brady wasn't going to keep losing games like that. Walker, the defense showed up. They shut down Walker the third. He only had 10 attempts for 17 yards, so they got it done with that defense. I knew that the defense would show up. I don't know what I was thinking. Seattle been winning a little too much lately, so they lost 16-21. The Bears game against the Lions, that was a kind of coin flip. Justin Fields still went out there and ran all over them, 147 yards, 2 touchdowns. But the Bears had 9 penalties, so they couldn't get it done. Lions came back, still scoring a lot, man. The Lions always put up a lot of points each week. They won 31-30 in the final. After that, the last game we missed was the Rams game. Cooper Kupp and Stafford, they didn't even play. Cooper Kupp had -1 yards. Obviously, they had backup quarterbacks, and Rams are looking really bad offensively and defensively. Their leading rusher had 22 yards. So they lost 27-17. So we'll get ready for week 11. A lot of tough spreads, a lot of other thought processes going into these decisions when you're putting together a parlay. I would stick to the smaller parlays this week. I think there's going to be some money line upsets too. So the first game on the schedule is going to be the Thursday night game, which is the Titans at the Packers. Packers have been looking a little better lately. Big touchdown performance from Christian Watson last week. The Titans are coming in 6-3. We are going to be taking the Titans. Yeah, we're taking Tennessee plus 3 points. Green Bay's got 2 wide receivers out, and Tennessee defense allowing 18 points per game, 85 rushing yards per game. Green Bay not rushing the ball really well. Green Bay is allowing 140 yards per game rushing, so Derrick Henry's going to have a field day on. Tennessee's lost 1 out of their last 5, and Green Bay's won 1 out of their last 5. So I think Derrick Henry goes off. We're going to take Titans plus the points. First game on Sunday is going to be Bears going to the Falcons. The spread is 3 points for the Falcons at home. Justin Fields, he led the team in passing and rushing. I think that's a pretty simple game plan. It's going to be a tough pick on that game. Khalil Herbert's questionable. Atlanta allowing 290 passing yards per game, but Fields doesn't pass the ball much. So we might take the home team. Chicago's only won 1 out of their last 5 games. So we're going to go with Atlanta and try to money line it instead of giving it 3 points. After that, we got Browns, Bills. Bills giving up 8.5. It probably moved to like 10 by game time. Buffalo coming in 6-3. Cleveland's only won 1 out of their last 5 games, but Buffalo's defense is only allowing 17 points per game. But they are on a 2-game losing streak, so we're going to take Buffalo, get them to come out here and take the lead and hold on to it. Browns are looking to get Deshaun Watson back next week. After that, we got the no longer undefeated Eagles going to the renovated Indianapolis Colts. We're going to be taking the Colts at home +8. Matt Ryan, Jonathan Taylor are both healthy. Although Philly is producing 400 yards per game on offense, Justin Hurts only has 2 interceptions on the season. So we're giving them a lot of credit for the home field advantage right now. They're actually still potentially in the wild card race. And I know the line's moved to 6.5 now, so that's interesting. You better get it before it goes all the way down. I think everybody is loading up on Indy against Philly, maybe just because they just lost to Washington, so they can finally see that they're beatable. We're still going to take Indy and the points at home. After that, we got the New England Patriots at home going against the Jets. Jets are actually 6-3, and Patriots are only 5-4. So a big-time divisional game. Coaching's really going to be a difference in this. Mac Jones is actually struggling this year. 4 touchdowns and 7 interceptions on the season. Jets and New England have won 4 out of their last 5 games. Corey Davis, Devontae Parker are both going to be out. Both defenses are allowing 19 points per game, and they've already played each other. The Patriots won the first meeting 22-17. So we're going to run with the Patriots again. I guess this will be an experiment to see how divisional teams meet after already playing each other. I think Patriots have more on the line. I think they have better coaching advantage. Obviously, Mac Jones struggling. Jets could easily win this game. So it's going to be, I think Ramondre Stevenson's going to be the playmaker of the game. He's going to make the biggest difference. He's having a great season. We're running with the Patriots. After that, the Rams at the Saints. We're going to be taking the Saints. Rams are dealing with so many injuries and coaching struggling. Both teams have won 1 out of their last 5. Obviously, Stafford and Kupp are both out. So I see Olave and Kamara having a big season. We saw the emergence of tight end Johnson. And that's really just going with the Saints for the home field advantage. I think it's definitely going to be an impact on them. And that Los Angeles Rams backup team is going to really be put to the test. Obviously, anytime you start Andy Dalton, you have a chance to lose the game. So after that, we're seeing the Lions going to the Giants. High-scoring Lions putting up that 30 points a game. In this game, they're going to be going to the 7-2 New York Giants, giving up 3 points. A lot of good money line picks this week with all the small spreads. I think Barkley's going to go off. Detroit's allowing that 29 points per game, 160 rushing yards per game they're allowing, so I think Saquon has a big day. The Giants' defense is actually pretty good. They're only allowing that 19 points. So I would imagine they come out here and do something to Jared Goff, try to slow him down. After that, we have the Ravens at home, the 3-7 Panthers. You got what looks like it could be a blowout. The spread's actually -12 right up to 12 points. I think it'll be almost a 20-point cover by the MVP, Lamar Jackson, and Baker Mayfield running around headbutting people with his helmet off. So now they're probably going to be starting him with the backup PJ Walker. I think his last name's Walker being out. So Baltimore scoring that 26 points per game, 168 rushing yards, and Baltimore's won 4 out of their last 5 games. So Carolina's 4-6 against the spread. So I expect them to get blown out. After that game, we have the Houston Texans at home, the losingest team in football. Washington Commanders coming off of that big Monday night win against Philadelphia. Both teams are scoring about 17 points per game. Houston's allowing 181 rushing yards, so the Commanders could take advantage of that. But the Commanders are only averaging about 100 yards per game rushing anyway. If Houston ever had a chance to win a game, this is them at home, so this would be their opportunity. I've seen a lot of bright spots in their offense. Defense could step it up a little bit. But I think Mills can have a big day. He's got a few offensive weapons to take advantage of. After that, we have the Las Vegas Raiders. They're getting 3 points They're going on the road to Denver. Denver's struggling in every aspect, having trouble putting up any points. Denver's allowing 16 points per game, which is good on their defense, but they're only scoring 15. Las Vegas is great offensively. Denver's only won 1 out of their last 5 games, but Las Vegas hasn't done much better. They're on a 3-game losing streak. They've lost 4 out of their last 5. Jerry Jeudy is questionable. Both teams averaging 100 yards per game rushing, and which is surprising because Josh Jacobs has 800 on the season. So they don't run the ball well. It's going to be a low-scoring game. Next up on the schedule, the Dallas Cowboys going to the Minnesota Vikings. Dallas Cowboys are 6-3. Vikings are 8-1. It's going to be the game of the week. Obviously, Cowboys looking for a rebound off of that Packers overtime loss. And the Vikings seem to just be cruising. 4-0 at home. Once again, playing at home. Dallas is coming in as a favorite, 1.5 points. So, obviously, no Ezekiel Elliott really benefits Dallas. Minnesota's not that good at rushing. Although they have Dalvin Cook, he's not been utilized much this season. Dallas is allowing 18 points per game, 143 rushing yards, which is pretty good for the points per game. And the rushing yards could use some work. But Minnesota's on this 5-game winning streak where Justin Jefferson and Kirk Cousins seem to be clicking on a unimaginable level. So as good as they played against the Buffalo Bills, I don't think they can be beat. But Justin Jefferson needs to be looking for a drug test coming up here soon after that performance last week. Clearly he's on some type of steroids. So we're going to be running with Dallas money line in this game. I don't think that Minnesota has the offensive line to protect them from that Dallas pass rush. And I think that obviously Justin Jefferson being their number 1 offensive option, it should be pretty one-dimensional and easy to stop. So we're going to take Dallas on the road for this and money line it. After that, we got the Cincinnati Bengals at 5-4 going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers have been playing pretty terribly, but the Cincinnati spread is only giving up 3.5. They are fairly healthy. Mixon, Burrow, obviously no Jamar Chase, but the 3.5 line's a little suspicious, almost like an upset game. Since Kenny Pickett has 8 interceptions on the year, so he's not playing well. They might need to start looking for another quarterback option. Najee Harris has 1 touchdown, so the offensive is just not clicking. Pittsburgh's missing a few cornerbacks and strong safeties, so their secondary might be a little soft. But Cincinnati 6-3 against the spread. It opened up at -5. It's actually moved to 3.5 now. Pittsburgh averaging 15 points per game is just not going to get it done. But Cincinnati with that 286 passing yards per game, I think they're very deep at the wide receiver position. So even without Jamar Chase, I still think they have what it takes to get it done. Obviously, their offensive line is pretty weak as well. That's a really tough game. The spread says that Pittsburgh has a good chance of winning that game. But obviously, we're going to take Cincinnati. We're going to money line it. The spread's gotten small enough to where we can money line it. After that, we are looking at the Chiefs going to the Chargers, the best offense in the league with the Kansas City Chiefs. The Los Angeles Chargers have been struggling in points, a lot of injuries, obviously missing a lot of their wide receivers. No Juju Schuster, and Mecole Hardman should be out. Kansas City's 4-5 against the spread, so they're not winning against the spread. So we're going to take the Chargers plus the 7 points at home, which helps them a lot. They're actually 2-2 at home. Chiefs are 3-1 on the road. Kansas City, obviously, with the best offensive team in the NFL, averaging almost 300 passing yards a game, but they're also allowing 269 passing yards a game. So we're going to take the Chargers. Hopefully Austin Eckler and Justin Herbert can get this done. After that, we have the last game on the schedule, I believe, is the Monday night game. 49ers going to the Cardinals. Great 49ers defense going up against the struggling Arizona Cardinals. Although they are healthy offensively, the Cardinals are led by their quarterback, and he's also the team's leading rusher. We're going to take Arizona plus the 8. Quarterback injury is obviously going to play a part for Arizona, but Zach Ertz is also out, obviously. Brown's still out, the wide receiver. Arizona 5-5 against the spread. and they're playing at home, so we're going to take that 8 points. Colt McCoy looked good last week, 238 passing yards and a touchdown against the Rams. Jimmy G had 0 touchdowns and managed to get that W against the Chargers. So I'm not sold on 49ers offense. Obviously, they have a great defense. But for this game, the 8 points is just too much to pass up. So thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. And tune in next week for Week 12. Last week we lost 4. Week before that we lost 1. So we're still in search of that perfect parlay. So good luck today. Good luck this week. And may all your bets be live.